Hey everyone, Praveen here, and I wanted to share with you a few scattered thoughts that I had about the Web3 space. I'm going to cover cryptocurrencies, centralized companies versus decentralized protocols, user responsibility, and regulations. 2022 was a turbulent year in the cryptocurrency space. There's no doubt about it. Price declines exposed a lot of the previously hidden risk in the space. We saw an algorithmic stablecoin fail, several over-leveraged hedge funds go under, and to cap it all off, we saw the second largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world blow up in what seems to be outright fraud. The cryptocurrency space is fraught with fear-mongering, misinformation, and insufficient understanding in the best of times. But in 2022, a combination of all of these factors is causing many to entirely write off the Web3 space. The irony to me is that most of the damage in this space has been done by centralized entities people trust with their money, which is against the ethos of Web3 to begin with. The ethos being don't trust, verify. The nascent decentralized finance or DeFi space is unfortunately catching shrapnel, although it seems to be working as intended. How many DeFi exchange protocols blew up and took customer funds with them? None, because they don't custody client assets. They just facilitate transactions. It absolutely is the case that decentralized protocols today are quite cumbersome to use, as were the original internet protocols before apps with good UX were built on them. In good times, people just want in on the action without fully understanding the risks. And this opens the door for several centralized players to step in and quickly solve the UX problem to try to gather customers. Security and compliance often become an afterthought. There are several good centralized players. In fact, most are probably good. Some are even actively trying to help craft clear regulations that this space really needs. But when we users give centralized players a lot more power than we need to, for example, by holding our assets with them on their exchanges instead of transferring them right away to our wallets, we are really just increasing the risk to ourselves. We have some responsibility here. Regulators deserve a mention here as well, don't they? They played their role in this fiasco. Having clear regulations is essential to the growth and smooth functioning of any space, especially in finance. This doesn't mean that regulations should be onerous or heavy, but they do need to be clear. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, a US-based exchange, and now the second largest crypto exchange in the world, has spoken numerous times about how difficult it is to compete with companies that engage in regulatory arbitrage. Now, let me close out with a macro thought. I am no believer that Web3 is some panacea that is going to solve all the world's problems and that it's going to unlock tremendous use cases that we can't even imagine today. Some of that may be true, but not all of it. But I do think it's an innovation worth understanding, tracking, and in parts even rooting for. It's a different stack altogether from the internet that we use today. It's an innovation that spans everything from network to infra to apps, all open sourced and composable through APIs. Some existing internet use cases will be made more efficient or resilient, and other brand new ones are already emerging. It's an innovation that, to me, is fascinating to both study and to try and contribute to. What a loss it would be if all we ever cared about in this space is how to get rich by speculating on cryptocurrencies. Let's do more than that. Thank you.